Hi there. If you lost a pet and you didn't have a chance to say goodbye and you've been carrying all kinds of guilt around, then this episode is for you. I want to welcome you. I'm Sue London, your host. Now today I want to talk with you about the situation where perhaps your pet crossed over when you weren't with them. And you've been feeling all kinds of guilt and sadness, not maybe for a week, but maybe for years. And during this episode, I want to help you to look at the situation differently. I want to help you to cope, and I want to help you heal from this situation. So today, I'm going to share an experience with you during the first part. I have channeled and created a song to go with this, with some very healing words for you. And then in the third part, I'm going to take you through a guided meditation where you have the opportunity to say goodbye to your pet. All right? So let's get started. So I want to start off by sharing two personal experiences around me losing two pets and not having the chance to be with them when they crossed. First experience, my childhood dog Spot. I was 2.5 when I got her. I was an only child. She got me through a lot of horrific stuff in my childhood. And I was 19, came home from work one day. She was not there. I did not have a chance to say goodbye to her. My mother had taken her to the vet and had her put down. I was not prepared, and I never had a chance to say goodbye. I carried guilt. I had a lot of anger that I wasn't with my best friend when she crossed. I carried it for a long time. Then when I was at age 21, I had my first of 2 near-death experiences. And when I went to heaven, I actually met Spot. And Spot shared with me that it wasn't my fault, that she knew the situation, what had happened, and there was no need for guilt. There was no need for being upset or angry or any negative emotion, because when pets go to heaven, they do not carry negative emotions. They love us. They love us from the minute we get them in our hands to even before, when they know we're coming to them to adopt them, throughout eternity. These pets love us. And sometimes when we have a pet that we cannot be with when they cross, there's a bigger picture to this. The universe holds so much, and God, that before we incarnate to this lifetime, we are setting up let's say our soul contracts, and we're saying we're going to come back and we are going to learn this experience. We're going to have this happen. We're going to learn what it's like for this or for that, or we're going to accomplish this. And then what's happening is there's all these players that are around us, people and pets, that are in place to help us on our journey. Now for me, Spot got me through a lot in other lifetimes. I can remember when I was in the medieval times and I was being stoned to death for being different. I've always been different all my life, and I've paid for it in many lifetimes. And my first experience of connecting with Spot was in this time when I was being stoned to death, and as I was dying, slowly dying this death, she was licking my face. This is thousands of years ago. And I love it when a dog licks my face. And I connect it back to that time because I can feel like it was yesterday, where I feel this comfort and this love and this support. Okay? So a lot of times when we are grieving over not being there for our pet, yes, there's guilt. But you don't need to have that, because if you change those feelings of the guilt that you are experiencing and look at it, okay, so perhaps how would you think about this if I say your pet chose how they were going to cross? Think about it that way. So here I am with this major connection with my dog, right? And she knew that it was going to be hard for me, and she didn't want to see me in pain and remember her that last day. She wanted me to hold on to the memories of the life we had together, to the cuddling, to us being at the side of my bed as a 5-year-old and saying my prayers. And I have the pictures that I can still look back and have fond memories. She didn't want me to only hold in my head the last final moments of her life. All right? So when your pet has crossed, perhaps you were on a trip. Your pet chose that. There's no reason for you to feel guilty. There's no reason for you to feel angry if a situation happened that you weren't there. Your pet knows that you love them. Your pet knows you love them dearly, and they know how you're grieving. And so many pets have come to me to create this episode to help their owners, because it is really a big thing for a lot of people. And I was one of them, so I understand the pain you're feeling. So that's my story with Spot. So she was taken. I couldn't be a part of it. All right? Then now let's fast forward. Years later, I am helping my dog Rocky cross over. And it was challenging. You never want to say goodbye to a pet, right? And I remember looking over at Molly, and I had just finished kissing Rocky and saying, I love you, my sweet boy. I will always love you. I kissed him, and he took his last breath. And he didn't even need to have any needle. He just went peacefully. He was hanging on for me to let him go. And there was a lot of emotions in me, and I turned to his friend, our other dog, Molly, who was 2 at the time. And I said, Molly, you know what, sweetheart, when it's your time, please just go in your sleep. I don't want to go through this again. Fast forward 14 years. She remembered. At that time, I was a radio host on an AM radio station out of the United States. I'm in Canada, and how it would work, through technology, I would do my show through online and record it, and then my producer and I would connect through Skype. And I shared with my producer that we were going to have a rough show. Before we got started, the ritual in my home, and to keep the house quiet in my office and that, our 3 dogs would always go outside to pee before, get them nice and comfortable, peed out, and they're just going to have a rest, so the house would be quiet. So Molly, Willie, and Gus went outside to pee. I knew Molly had cancer for a year. She never had any pain. She would come to me for me to do a Reiki healing on her when she needed it. Every day she got the healing. She had these little lumps on her tummy, but I kept hearing I didn't need to go to the vet, and she would acknowledge that, me be able to communicate with her in that. And she went outside chasing toys. They were doing everything great. Then all of a sudden I watched Molly just stop still on the grass. She stopped playing with the boys. The dogs came in. This was 10 minutes before I was supposed to go on my live show on the AM station, and it was the drive home show, prime time, 5 to 6 p.m. And here I am with my dog coming in the house. These little lumps on her tummy, the abscesses had burst. There was blood everywhere. She was shaking, and she was staring at me. Now, when your pet, before or as they're getting ready to cross, or the sign they bring us, is they will stop and they will stare at us. And if you look back, maybe you can remember that your pet maybe did the same thing, okay? So she's staying there, she's staring at me. And I said at first to my husband, Ross, you need to call the vet. Tell them we'll be there after I do my recording, my show, do my live show. And then maybe about an hour and a half. So tell them, be ready, we'll be there. And then right away, Molly's looking at me and she's telling me, I can't wait, Mom. I can't wait. It's time. I got to go. I said, Ross, wait a minute. Molly's telling me it's time now. And I said, this is breaking my heart, but I need to go on this show. There's no time to find a replacement host because we're so close to airtime. She's choosing you to take her. Your pet has chosen who is going to take them, take your pet. Okay, know that your pet's doing that because they want to give you this gift to remember them in other times. All right. So I go on my show, and remember, I feel, hear, see, I smell every sense. I have it. And I was experiencing that while I'm interviewing this celebrity guest on my live show. And I would say to my producer through Skype, okay, we got to go to commercial. I'm feeling Molly, or take over and talk. And I was feeling all this energy, what she was going through and what Ross was experiencing. And then all of a sudden I felt this peace come over me. It was about 1:45, 15 more minutes to go with my show. I'm sending Christopher, my producer, a message. I think Molly's crossed because I feel so much peace. And he's just sweating and trying to hold me together through this because he knew how hard it was. And then all of a sudden, the temperature in the room got cold. And then right in the top corner of my office, the right-hand side, appeared Molly with our dog, Rocky. And she's really excited. And she's gone back to being a puppy again, because that was what she liked the younger years. And so her and Rocky are there together and they're wagging their tails. And she said, Mom, I love you. It went how it was supposed to. I will always love you and thank you for everything you've done for me. And that was it. And I have not stopped seeing her. Every day I see her. So the thing of this is that when she was 3 months old, she was abused by a man. And she cowered down and literally would pee on a man's feet. She was so petrified them. About 3 months old, she'd already been brutally abused. And she fit in the palm of my hand. She was a little Shih Tzu. So she'd been through the worst of the worst in her life before she came into my life. And so she was very non-trusting of a man. But when Mr. Right came in my life, Ross, she was all over him. And she kept saying, he's the one, he's the one, he's the one. So she was in my life for a reason. But the interesting part was she chose Ross to take her. And that was showing us how much trust she had in him to have him take her. Do you see where I'm going with this? So sometimes when you're not with your pet when they cross, the reason is that they want to give you a beautiful gift. They don't want you to remember them in the final moments. They want you to remember the beautiful time that you had together. They want you to focus on that. Create a memorial garden for them. Do anything that brings special memories. Okay, a lot of pets are showing me recently that they want the memorial gardens outside to get their loved ones out in the sunshine and nature. So please think about this and know that a lot of things in this world, in the universe, with God, angels, your pets on the other side are creating miracles right, left, and center, and a lot of them you might not be aware of. So know that you have done nothing wrong. If you weren't there for your pet in those final minutes, that didn't make your pet go, great, they're not there for me when I was there for them all the time. No, they did not think that at all. They were so happy to give you this gift where you didn't have to go through the pain of watching them cross and take that last breath. That was a gift they wanted to give you. So I hope that I've given you two different experiences, and I hope that can help you to know that you don't have to hang on to anger or guilt. There is nothing to be guilty about. You may know even some stories, people do the same thing. They are hanging on and doctors are saying, I don't know why they're not going yet. But those people are hanging on for that one last loved one to come, and they have final words. And then after they leave the room, they cross over. Well, our pets are so incredibly intuitive, and they know what we can handle and what we can't. And they know what you think. And so for me saying to Molly all those years ago, I want you to just go in your sleep. I don't want to go through this again. All those years later, she was honoring what I'd said. So be mindful what you say to your pets. But I know it was very special for Ross to be able to take her, and that was quite a big gift for him. And I also got to experience her. Now, you may not have that happen, but I can tell you that is what is happening. And if after me sharing this, just know that this is what I do for people, is that I can help you to be the conduit to give your pet's message to you with whatever you might be experiencing around this. My website address is asksuelondon.com. I also do live talks. If you go on my website, asksuelondon.com, you'll see that I have talks on Insight Timer. I do them every Saturday. I think Easter weekend I will not be doing any this coming weekend, but I do them every Saturday at 11 a.m. and I'm guided what to share, and people can ask me questions. On the April the 11th, I will be talking about the soul connection that you have with your pet, and that's where you're able to ask me questions if your pet was your soulmate and so much more. So make sure you go to my website, asksulondon.com, hit on Insight Timer, and my calendar will have all the details on there of the upcoming events for April. For the month, they get posted for the month at a time. So check that out. Now, what I want to do at this time is I want to play this song that channeled through me, and I hope that you find it healing, and then we'll come back and I'll take you through this process, saying goodbye to your pet. So here's the song, and it's called Held in Love. I'll be back right after the song.
I thought there'd be a moment, a chance to hold you near. One last quiet whisper, one last I'm right here. But life can move so quickly, and time can slip away, and hearts are left still reaching for words we didn't say. But love was always speaking in every single day. We don't always get to say goodbye. We don't always see the moment coming. But love, it never leaves your side. It wraps you up when your heart is breaking. You were there in every look, every sigh, in every quiet night, every sunrise. So even without that last goodbye, love stays, love stays. I know you felt my presence in ways I can't explain, in every touch and every breath, in sunshine and in rain. And maybe I wasn't with you in that final goodbye scene, but love had already held you in all the in-between. There's nothing left unfinished, more than what we've been. We don't always get to say goodbye. We don't always have the chance to hold on. But love, it never says it's done. It carries on when the body is gone. You are with me. I feel you close in the quiet space where the heart still knows. Even without that last goodbye, love stays, love stays. If you're wondering if they knew how much you care, they did. They felt it everywhere. If you're holding guilt or wishing you had one more day, they don't need that from you. Love already found its way. We don't always get to say goodbye, but nothing real is ever lost between us. Love, it lives beyond all time. It's still right here. It never leaves us. You are still held. You are still tied. Heart to heart, side by side. Even without that last goodbye, love stays. Love stays. Love stays. You didn't miss your moment. Love was there all along.
Hi, I want to welcome you back. Was that a beautiful song? I love that song. All right, now at this point, I want to take you through a bit of a guided meditation and give you the opportunity now to speak with your pet and just share the words that you wished you could have shared at the time of their crossing. Okay, sounds good? Let's do it. Okay, so if you didn't have a chance to say goodbye, I want to give you a moment to do that now. So gently close your eyes, if that feels okay for you. Get yourself in a comfortable place with no distractions. Take a slow breath in and a longer breath out. And again, breathing in and letting go. Now I want you to bring your pet into your awareness. Okay, can you see them? You don't have to try hard, just notice what comes. Maybe you see them, or maybe you feel them, or maybe you just sense them nearby. Okay, now what I want you to do is place one hand on your heart. This is where your love for them lives, and it's never left. Okay, and from this place, I want you to gently say what you didn't get to say to them. You can say it out loud, or you can just say it in your mind. Okay, it might be, I love you. I'm sorry I wasn't there. Thank you. Or whatever your heart wants to share. Okay, now just pause here for a minute. Okay? Because love is a two-way connection. And I want you to notice what comes back to you. It might be a feeling, or a warmth in your chest, a sense of peace, or just simply a knowing. And here's what I want you to understand. You did not miss your moment. Because love does not need a final moment to be real or to be complete. Your love was there every day, every month. It was there in every touch and every moment that you shared. That can't leave. It won't leave. And it's still there now. So even if you didn't have a chance to say goodbye then, okay, you just did. You just had the opportunity. And it reached them. Because while we were doing this, your pet was sitting right in front of you. It could hear every word. And when you were not saying it, they were feeling it from your mind. It was very special for them. I want you to take a deep breath in and then slowly let it go. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Your connection is still with your pets, and they're always going to be there. Please remember that. Give yourself a little bit of shake. Now, how do you feel? Do you feel a calmness over you? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel at peace? You can go back and play this episode anytime you want. You can play this part specifically to go through this. As I mentioned in the beginning part, if you go to my website, asksuelondon.com, there you will find my Insight Timer link, and you can see where you can connect to me. And every Saturday, except for the Easter weekend, April 3rd weekend, every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am always live and doing talks, and that is where you can ask me any of your questions around your pets, or you can book a consultation with me and we can have a one-on-one to answer any of your questions if you're still struggling. But I want you to know, what your pet wants you to know is that they have no negative emotions towards you. They created how your pet crossed. It was their choice how this happened, and they wanted to give you this gift. So please see it as this is a gift from your pet, and it is not that you did your pet wrong in any way. Your pet says and reminds you that they knew how much you loved them. They knew how you had so much quality time together, and that those are the moments they want you to focus on. Okay, they don't want to focus on, I wasn't there for them, because you brought them into your family. You gave them a beautiful home. All right, so whatever the situation was, how they crossed, they want you to know that they love you very, very much. And when it is your time, they will be there to meet you and help you join them. And then you'll come back together and you'll reincarnate and you'll get to know each other all over again, but and do different things together. I hope that I've said something today. This is a shorter episode, but it's more about not me giving you information, but more about giving you a couple examples and giving you a healing song and allowing you to feel and to connect with your pet. So I hope that something that I have said or done during this episode will help you. And again, no, like I can't tell you this enough. Your pet keeps saying to you, you've done nothing wrong. There's nothing to feel guilty about. They love you very, very much. So please remember those words that they're sending you at this time. Thank you for joining me today on this special episode. I appreciate having you be part of my community here on Miracles, Music, and Paw Prints. And I look forward to seeing you again next week and having another powerful episode. I'm Sue London, and I want to wish you much love and many blessings. I'll see you next week.